Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Suzanna here today to share with you this layout for a cherry on top that I created using the new Lovely Blooms collection from PinkFresh Studio. I have combined a piece of old paper from one of the older collections as well as a few of the other goodies that I actually revealed in my What's New video on Tuesday, this past Tuesday. So I am going to fussy cut this floral wreath out. I'm going to start with my X-Acto blade to get in there. And then I'm going to continue with my scissors because I feel like I have more precision and control with my spring-loaded scissors here. I do just sort of cut a random circle most of the way, and then once I have less paper to have to negotiate with, then I can get a better cut. But where I can with the finer cuts you can see there, I continue around. So I'm going to cut both the outside as well as the inside. And my initial idea was that I was going to use that large photo, but it's too much black and way too much contrast. It also didn't leave me any room for really a title or further embellishment. Not that it needs a lot. And then I thought that the blue background was great as a background around the back of the circle, but I wanted a little bit more white space. And so I cut I believe this is a 9-inch circle using my die cut machine. My silhouette. So I wanted to, if you look at the close-up at the pattern paper, there are some paint splats around the edges of that floral, and I wanted to recreate that, only I ended up going a little bit brighter. So I have my Jane Davenport watercolors, and I'm going to water them down so that they are splattable. And I'm just going to use a few of the colors. So I'm going to use the red because of the red flowers that I will add from the floral ephemera pack, and then I'm going to use sort of that rusty color, which is that orange that's in there. And then I'm also going to use sort of that bluey gray or grayy blue really that is also in the collection. So the florals. And I'm going to use those colors and just splat them in there randomly. And just, again, I want the white space, but I also want something to fill out because there's too much stark contrast between the faux stitched background that's there and all of the colors that are in this floral wreath here. So I'm going to adhere that down. My initial intent had actually been to pop the whole thing up on foam, kind of similar to the title that I had done for the blog hop early or YouTube hop earlier this month, but it was just, I think it was too much texture on the page. So and then also popping up the florals that I add was going to just make skyscrapers on the page. So it didn't really need to be popped up. So I have 2 3x4 photos. These are photos of my daughter doing her TED Talk for a junior year project that she had to do. And I wanted somewhere to be able to put a lot of journaling. And so you can see I have a glassine bag behind those photos that is going to have a tag. I honestly don't know. I think it's a Chamel tag from like way back when. I don't know. I don't have the packaging for it. And so I will use some of from my stash, my Heidi Swap goodies, to recolor the top of the tag. And then I will also use one of her photo corners to just put a little bit of contrast to the top right corner of that right hand side photo, just to soften that really dark contrast. She was on a stage and the curtain was black and there was nothing I could do about that really in my photo. And so you have a lot of stark contrast here. So I have a couple of the floral ephemera pieces. There's lots of florals here, but I wanted to add the red. Again, it provides, that red is a darker contrast, and that contrast to the black in the photos helps subdue the black. I won't say soften it, but it just makes it less of a glaringly obvious contrast. So also available with this Lovely Blooms collection, you have these puffy phrases, and so I'm going to use them in combination with some coral alphabet soup alphas from Doodlebug that I also ordered from a cherry on top to do the title. So we have Remember Today, and then with the coral alphas, and I end up doing this off camera, I'm going to put TED Talk underneath. And so the title is really TED Talk, but it's in the smaller font, and the Remember Today is kind of really more of the subtitle per se. They don't look that way, but that is kind of the intent because the topic is as is. So these ephemera pieces, stickers, are also from a previous collection. I did not order a lot from the Lovely Blooms because I really liked the color palette, but I got the pieces that worked for me and made me happy, as opposed to having gotten a whole lot more from the other two collections. But a lot of PinkFresh is interchangeable. So now I decide I want something else. I want a little bit more that isn't just flowers. And so I have gotten out my honeybee wax, as well as I'm not sure where the stamp is, the wax impression stamp. I think that might be from I swear I had one from Honeybee, but anyway, so I let the wax melt. And I have something that I got from Amazon. I've watched lots of videos on this. I have never played with wax before. And let me tell you, friends, this is my new favorite obsession. Look at that. So just a little wax seal, and then I'm going to take a gold pen and I'm going to color the little, it's like a little leaf, a little fern leaf. You'll see it in the close-ups. And while I'm doing that and adhering it to the page, I am also going to, I've got a different color that is melting in the little melting spoon there, and then I'm going to, we'll have two wax seals that I will add. I will also tuck a ticket in that I bought from a cherry on top, and you could use liquid adhesive, but I really prefer Zots. They stick to the wax seal much better, and I just like the roundness of a different embellishment that this adds to the page. And I love that these autumn wax seals are of a similar color palette to what is already being used within the collection there. So enjoy the close-ups. Thanks for stopping in today. If you have any questions about my product or my process, please don't hesitate to leave them in the box down below. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.